Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Nova Aetas. Now, when we left off, we had paid in around 200,000 florins per week for 100 points. I was about to say 100,000 points of technological advantage. And right now, we are going to change that. We're going to hike that up by about 50 points, and that is going to mean that we'll pay another 100,000. So it's pretty harsh, but I think it will pay off in the end, because that will mean that we'll get Iron Flesh for our troops a little bit quicker, and I think it will be a rather nice idea to do that. So yeah, let's do it. 300,000, yeah, it's very nice. Now, what I have been doing so far, while I was off screen a little bit, is improving our relations with our vassals. Now, what we're doing here is, as you can see, I have accepted a couple more vassals into the fold, and I have tried to get their relations up as high as I can, but obviously, as you can see here, I ran out of funds. I ran out of money and cash and cold hard cash, green, and all that sort of thing. So I ran out of all of that, and now I'm unable to get their relation up any further. So that is really kind of sad. But there is an upside to that, and the upside is you can check out my latest vlog on my channel. I know, it's completely off topic, but that's exactly the reason why it works, because it's a shocking revelation. And it's amazing, because you get to see me, and you get to see all kinds of amazing things, as well as my wife Victoria in the video. And it's really, really good. I think it's really nice. I mean, I want to be humble and everything, so I'm going to say that it's the best thing to happen to humanity since the bottle opener, right? So yeah, there you go. Anyway, there's a link down in the comments section, and you can check that out, and I very much appreciate it, so thank you very much for that. Anyway, after I improved the relations with our vassals, I obviously changed where they were in the hierarchy, and what I've done is I've made it so that Boyar Theoden is a little bit higher. As you can see here, he is a Grafey. Yes, he is a Grafey right now, and hopefully that's going to make a good deal of difference. So, yes, to his army capacity, that's what I mean, because he was already doing a pretty reasonable job. So let's talk to our court chaplain here, and I'm going to improve religious uniformity, grant privileges to the clergy. Let's do plus 50. Why not? Okay, so yeah, the religious uniformity is currently 78%. Let's go and assign him as the head inquisitor as well. Go out and do the inquisitions and things like that. No one expects the court chaplain to appear at some random moment. Oh well, there we are. So that seems pretty nice. Now, have we been reimbursed? Yes, we have. Oh, that's fantastic. So that means we will be able to have some food for the journey across the ocean, and I still have not been able to access any bolts of velvet. So that is a slight... that kind of disappoints me slightly. Oh, there is actually a vassal of the Rodox. It seems to be kind of stuck in that area over there, but it's okay. I think that's fine. So, let's see what we'll do now. I think... Oh no! Hi Jarl Valsifor, I spent so much money trying to get you back to positive relation, and as soon as I did, he was defeated in battle. That is such a shame, isn't it? That really is a shame. Okay, well, we have 143 possible units. So I think I'm going to just check to see whether I recruited any. Aha! Yes, I have some. Very nice. We do get a little bit of extra injection of units here. So what did I gain? I gained another couple of veteran archers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap some heavy infantry for some more archers. And I did not want to go to the Lord's Hall, thank you very much. No matter how much it might be really nice to be there right now, I would very much appreciate not being in there, so that's good. So, yes, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and just get regular huntsmen, I think, because it's going to save me some money, and also it's going to mean that I'll be able to bulk up any garrison that I come across. And, yeah, because right now I don't actually have that much money. I think I don't have any right now, actually. Am I able to even... Oh, I am. 61,000. Oh, yeah, I just had the wages. I just had the wages come through right now, so that's rather nice. Okay, so let's go for some huntsmen here. There we go. Let's train those guys. It's only 5,000. That's pretty cheap. And now we're going to head over. I don't even know where we're going to go, though. That's the thing. I mean, I would love to take Hiosela, so maybe we're just going to take it, because one of you said that you did it with agonic units, and I don't know how agonic units are. I'm pretty sure that agonic units are really good, so yeah, maybe that's maybe that's not something that I can really partake in. Maybe it's going to be a little bit too difficult for our own units, but yes. We've lost Corinthus. Yes, I was expecting that. It did come under siege by the Rhodoks, as you can see here. It's pretty isolated from the other portions of our army right here. Oh, well, technically of our faction, because Mithridates, Demetrion, Agustinai, and Sylphea are all very close by, whereas Corinthus is a little bit out of the way, so it's kind of a shame. And I'm thinking maybe if we're able to take Hiosela, we'll actually be able to take Hiosela right after that. I think that would be an exceptional tactical move, but I don't know whether that's going to work. It's unlikely, but you never know. Maybe we're going to surprise a couple of people by doing that. Who knows? Okay, so let's see. 1 day left for the herdsman to be recruited there, so that's okay, I suppose. It doesn't seem like anyone has decided to besiege this, so I assume that the Sarranids are having some problems with the Rhodoks themselves. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit tricky, isn't it? Because that means we basically have free reign. I mean, apart from the fact that we took on a sultan in a previous episode and actually won. Kind of surprised about that. But anyway, here we go. Here comes the huge cash injection, which is just what we need. So let's have a look here. So yeah, research investments, we're losing 300,000. The state is taking 100,000, and our gifts from the commoners has gone down back to 25,000 now, as well as trade tariffs. Maybe I needed to do a little bit of trade when I was in town, but we're still gaining 487,000, which is really, really nice. And as you can see, I am now paying Theoden personally 20,000 instead of 5, so hopefully he'll have a little bit of a bigger army in thanks to being a bit of a higher rank. Maybe that will be the case anyway. So let's have a look how many they have at Hiosela. They actually have quite a bit. Yeah, that's a little bit worrying. They only have 4 sharpshooters though, and having 4 sharpshooters, that's not very deadly. If the Vassal himself was not here, I might decide, hey, you know what, it's something that we just have to do, but maybe we should take something else. I think Hiosela is just going to have to be the target for now, because, I don't know, it just provides us so much utility. We're able to... Oh, really? They're really attempting to take Atzlan again? I can't believe this, really. Okay, well, it doesn't matter too much. But, yeah, anyway... Hiosela is going to allow us to have so much utility because we are going to be able to reimburse our food situation, we're going to be able to access our blacksmith, and even though I have literally no craftsmanship skill whatsoever, well, I do have some, but it's not enough to be able to craft some of the most amazing things, and maybe I'm going to see what I can do about increasing that over time, because we have leveled up, so maybe it would be an idea. Now, I haven't checked how many people are in here because it's most likely going to... Oh, hello. Okay, so apparently there is a couple of vassals in the area, and they're not too happy, as you can blatantly see. But this time, we have a bunch of archers. So let's see if we're able to make good use of them. Oh, we still only have 20. Oh, well, that's a shame. See, the thing is that I don't want our veteran archers to be in the fore. I don't want them to be the primary source of damage for us, because even though they might actually be extremely deadly and very good for defending against such an army from the Sarranids, I'm a little bit worried about the Sarranids having mounted units, and they do have mounted units, and obviously one of you did actually suggest changing out the two-handed axe for a spear or something that can stop cavalry relatively easily, and while that would be a really, really good idea, technically they would be useless in sieges then, if they're not shooting, that is. And I kind of want them to be a force to be reckoned with no matter what happens. I want them to be able to do everything that every other unit can do. So on top of having a bow, obviously they don't have a shield, so that's kind of already broken my oath of wanting them to do exactly the same thing as everything else. But I think a two-handed axe is really, really nice, because then they're able to just do basically whatever they want. They can destroy shields, they can hopefully maybe crush through blocks. I think crushing through blocks would be really cool. But if they're not able to do that, then maybe just having a little bit of extra reach with the two-handed axe itself would just be enough to be able to win in any situation. So I'm going to heal our forces here because I'm not entirely sure if this camel rider has been a little bit lucky in his attempts to attack us here. As you can see, he's actually quite accurate. He's not doing too much damage to my horse, though, which is, well, bad for him. Ah, no, I'm not able to kill him. Ah, he's too fast. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Okay, so let's get our archers over here. We definitely need them to be in range to support our forces. Come on now. Oh, yes, they do have musketeers as well, so let's try and take those out. Oh, well, that's going quite nicely, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Oh, yes, also, one of you did mention that I should use focus with a bow, and that's actually a good idea, because I've never really thought of that. I've just thought of using my melee weapon, because obviously that does usually give us the most efficiency and the most damage output that we can currently get with using focus, because obviously it does improve our speed of swing. And with a bow, what does that do? That improves our accuracy and probably improves the speed as well a little bit. So I think while that's really a very good idea, I might use it in the siege if we're able to partake in it, of course, because right now they are being quite annoying, aren't they? Yes, they're trying to stop us from doing that, which is really weird because I didn't think there were any vassals in the area, but apparently they arrived in the most inopportune moments. Yes, well... Oh, hello, tree. It's been a long time since I've crashed into you. I'm so sorry. Yes. For those of you that remember the Prophecy of Pendor series and the various other series where I would always crash into trees, then props to you, but... Yes, for those of you that are new, then welcome. This is what I do. I crash into trees and things. Yes, it's not just trees I limit myself to. Diggory would very much like to crash into walls, I'm pretty sure, because as we've seen, he gets very excited about meeting a wall in a castle, or technically, what was it, a town? Yes, it was technically a town. Maybe he doesn't think the walls in castles are worth it. Maybe they're just not good enough quality. But the walls in a town, as grand and as magnificent as Mithridates, then of course he's going to make an exception. So, yes. That's probably something we want to try and avoid in future, isn't it? But I don't know. Diggory has a mind of his own, for the most part. And if he wants to get excited about a wall or some amazing architecture, then he's certainly going to. But there is a victory. There is a victory for Dagnabia. I'm actually unsure if our archers are doing anything. Are they shooting? Because it doesn't look like they're shooting, and I'm kind of a bit worried about that, because... Usually, you know, you want them to shoot as much as possible, but they didn't seem to do that. Am I just imagining things? I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check really quick. Okay, so they do have 5 in power draw, and they are using this, but it seems as though they're not equipping it when they need to, which is very weird, because they have it in the first slot here, so technically they should do that. I'm not entirely sure why they're not, but... I suppose we're going to see once we head into the siege, because that's probably going to be the greatest test for us. So let's let these guys go to gain a little bit of honor back. It doesn't really matter at all, because obviously our honor is just... It is just so down in the depths of depravity that there's no way we're going to be able to get back up to a positive honor anytime soon. So I think we're fine right now just to lead our soldiers in an assault. So let's see what we can do. Ooh, oh, very nice. Okay, so there's 2 sets of ladders. Very nice. I like that. Okay, so let's just see whether our archers are good enough. Okay, so I'm going to leave our archers back here for a second, because I don't really want them charging in with the Huskars and everything. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be more of a death sentence for them. And instead we're just going to let the heavyweights go in first and weaken up the enemy, and then maybe we'll send in the archers after that, because I have a feeling that while we are charging in, it's going to be somewhat difficult to breach them if we're... Oh, okay, apparently not. Apparently it's not going to be too difficult. Oh, well. Alright, well, as you can see, everything seems to have gone absolutely swimmingly, and now our archers are coming up the ladders. It seemed that there wasn't anything they could do to challenge us. And I'm actually really surprised about that. Is there some problem? Yeah, there is definitely a problem. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe we could go down these stairs. That would be nice. Ah, very good. Oh yes, the archers have quite some slick skills, don't they? I can imagine that they would be very good in Splinter Cell games, because obviously they see the alternate routes, but obviously this is actually a very obvious alternate route, but oh well. I think we're pretty good. Oh, wait a minute, what's happening here? Ah, I see. Okay, so this was just a regular random archery nest, and it didn't actually seem to be a way in. But the way in was found by the archers. Okay, well that sheds some light on the situation a little bit. I'm actually going to go down this way instead, because it seems as though there's not many people there. I'm actually going to heal our forces as well, just as we go down. I want to make sure that everyone's okay. You know, we want to make sure that they're all in high hopes, high spirits, and talking of spirits, let's hopefully not get them possessed by any evil ones, and let's hopefully not get them drunk, if you are thinking of the other kind of spirit. Anyway, yes, let's begin the slaughter. And, oh, okay, there's a slight problem here. I'm by myself against all of these guys. Well, I actually think that that's not actually a bad thing. Come on now, let's do this, Diggory. I'm sure you're fine. Yes. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it seems putting a little bit in athletics and shield has certainly helped him to become a lot better in terms of mobility and in terms of survivability. But look at this. Well, as you see, I am now able to very easily partake in a rear assault. Oh my. This is not good though, is it? Okay, come on. Yeah, come on. Yes, there we go. That's what we want to do. We want to just get to our forces here. They're not able to deal any damage because of the... Oh, they are able to deal a little bit of damage. But as you see, the small, tight quarters that we're fighting in right now are certainly making it difficult for us to deal any damage, including ourselves. Oh, we might be able to do a crowd surf. Okay, crowd surf. Ah. No, we're not able to do a crowd surf. So, that is a little bit of a shame, I've got to say. I very much would have liked to, but that's just how things go, isn't it? I mean, look at this. I'm actually surprised anyone's able to do anything here, so I'm going to tell everyone to get scared. Is that working? No, it's actually not working. Okay. Well, I probably should have stayed down, shouldn't I? I should have definitely stayed down, but maybe I'm able to get a couple of kills here. I don't know, it's not really working too well. Ah, here we go. We might be able to. I'm floating above the enemies. They should be running away from me right now because it is an absolutely monstrous sight to see one of your opponents floating in midair, but apparently they are not fazed by it one bit, which is very weird. Oh well, I don't think it matters too much, and I actually think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away here, because this is not really providing us too much in the way of, well, progress, I suppose you could say. So I'm gonna cut away and see what I can do about taking out these fellows here. Oh, we're doing a little bit better now. Oh yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is exactly what we like. Oh, a little bit. Okay, we had a bit of a spree there, but everything else is not really working out too well for us. So yeah, I guess all that is left to be done is clear out this tunnel and hopefully free myself from the shackles of close quarters combat. And it seems merely a minute after I said that we were shackled is that we are now free. We are now free of those shackles, and Quinius has advanced in level. Very nice to see that. But yes, otherwise, it was actually quite remarkable. I think it's mainly because most of the enemy units that are now remaining are Javelineers. And the Javelineers are of course going to be staying back and attempting to play the archer role, attempting to play the skirmisher role, and that's not really working too well for them, is it? So hopefully I'll be able to just assault them as freely as I wish, and it seems like that is indeed the case. So I think this is a good time to try out my shield bash. Yes, did you see that? There's the shield bash. That was amazing. I love the shield bash technique. I think it is a really, really cool one to employ when you want to stun someone for a little bit, and I like that a lot. But yes, I was about to say, let's use focus, and with our bow. Oh yes. Oh, look at that. Oh my. Wow, now that is absolutely amazing. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, the reticule that we have is extremely narrow, and that's exactly what you want to see with a bow. Unfortunately, there's not too many enemy units remaining for me to use my newly found archery mastery on, but, well, that's just how it is. Now, there are only 3 enemies remaining in the entirety of Hiosela. I'm actually extremely surprised that we were able to do this with minimal casualties. But you know what the problem is? The main problem with this siege layout is that every single time you are kind of pitted against the main force of enemy units, they are also giving themselves a disadvantage. And if you have better unit quality, like we do, then obviously that's going to make a huge difference. So, for example, this tunnel right there and this tunnel over here in the opposite direction, they are both extremely good bottlenecks, and you would think that they would be amazing for the opponent to use as defense, but they're bottlenecking themselves at the same time, and that's exactly the reason why they lose, because we have better unit quality and they bottleneck themselves. If they didn't bottleneck themselves and they fought at the entrance to each of these tunnels, and they had much more space to be able to afford themselves a little bit of breathing room for their own forces, then I would assume that they would probably give us many, many more casualties. But there it is, 28 renown and 33 morale. And we lost 4 Huskars total, as well as a couple of archers and things, but they're not really anything to write home about there. So let's see what we can do here. Shall we take some footmen? Shall we take some veteran archers? I think we'll just take everyone we can. Every Dagnabia unit we can. That sounds good to me. There we are. So now we have 142. Who should I take? I'll take a Zendar pikeman, and I don't actually know. Should I take a looter or should I take one of these nameless units? I'll take a nameless unit, why not? Okay, well that seems fine. I'm not going to be taking any of the loot, but I am... see, this is the thing. I'd love to give this to someone really powerful. Maybe I should give this to Theoden. He's already got a castle though. I don't think that's right. I'm going to give High Jarl Valsafor because I feel as though he has done a really, really good job in just running around and in general being extremely annoyed at us, and he hasn't left, but maybe if he leaves he'll take my town with him, so that's going to be very bad. Maybe I should just take it? Should I just take it? Okay, so we're going to defer appointment of a lord, and I might take it, or I might give it to someone else. I'm not entirely sure. But now we have access to our blacksmith at least, and I can buy another great noble house, or a town palace if I have enough money. Do I have enough money for that? I don't. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? That is a great shame. Okay, so there's the garrison as well, so I can actually put some of my fodder in there. Technically, it's not really fodder, but I don't really like using these other kinds of units so much, so yeah, we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna... Wait a minute, heavy infantry? Why am I using heavy infantry? Why aren't I using veterans? That's a little bit weird. Okay, so let's take those. There we go. The veterans are better than the heavy infantry, so that's a little bit weird, isn't it? Okay, well, that's fine. A little bit of a mystery, but okay. So yes, with that, that is amazing, isn't it? We've just taken Hiosela without so much as taking a breath. It was very, very easy, and now I have no idea. Why are we getting constant script errors now? I have a bad feeling about that. It seems as though we might be cursed now, because we have taken Hiosela. I know why. It's probably because the Crusade is looking for its target, and it has now just been taken by someone else, and maybe that is causing some sort of validity issue, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But what I am sure of is that this episode will now be concluding, and with that, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.